coverage of local high school basketball on WCIA 3 is sponsored by Loman Ray Insurance Group. Now, all the action and excitement of Full Court Friday.
Welcome to Full Court Friday. I'm Brett Behrens. Marley Weirda and Andy Olson will join us soon from Indianapolis, where Illinois tips off playing the Big Ten tournament tonight, exactly 1 year after the league canceled the event and all of sports. In one way, it's felt like forever since then, after all sports came to that screeching halt due to COVID-19. In another sense, at least to me, it's felt like March this whole time. We never really got out of it, as the Illini have been waiting for the chance to dance. And they're back in Indy, the same place their season ended last year. They got out to a great start tonight, taking a 9-0 lead. Ayo Dosunmu out in transition. Look at him. He's feeling the crowd, loving it with the mask. Ayo and the Illini were really on point tonight. More from the Illini and more from Ayo. That is a dagger crossover. He gets that to go. All systems go for the orange and blue when DeMonte Williams is hitting threes. He's one of the best in the country. It's crazy how far he's come to get to this point. And the orange and blue fans in the stands, loving it. More from Ayo. He goes hard to the hoop, doesn't get the call, doesn't matter. Illinois in control, up 43-26. Right before the half, Kofi Coburn would like to thank the Rim for participating. The Rim, I thought it was going to come down at that point. Look at that man. He is fired up, and the crowd absolutely loving it. Can't state that enough, that the crowd able to see this game tonight for the first time all year. Geo Baker knocks down one behind the arc for the first three of the night for Rutgers. Then Ron Harper Jr. steps up early in the second half, doing some damage near the basket. The lead was down to 13, but this was really a big play for the pivot of the game and momentum. Here's Andre Curbelo going hard to the hoop. Gets fouled. It's actually a flagrant 2 on Caleb McConnell. As Stephen Bardo said in the broadcast, he got a shot right in the future. He was all right, stayed in the game. Adam Miller, more than all right, from the corner, gets the three to go. This was a complete performance from the Illini. Here's more from Miller with the slam to put the cap on it, and Illinois goes on to win it. 90-68 the final. They improved to 21-6 on the season, tying last year's win total. They now have 11 quad one victories. That is the most in the country. This team is a #1 seed in the NCAA tournament, and we go right back out to Indianapolis, where Marley Weirda and Andy Olson are standing by live. And for the first time since 2010, guys, this team is playing on the weekend. Pretty remarkable.
Yeah, and they certainly made a statement doing so, and in front of fans, they sent them home happy, Andy, and it really felt like a home game, even though the Illini were 2 hours away from Champaign.
Yeah, Illinois fans came out in droves, of course, this being the first time that many of them were able to see the Illini in person. Kind of poetic that this was the first real home crowd they had all season after no spectators were allowed in the State Farm Center all season. The energy was there from the very beginning, and having that many people in orange and blue behind them was probably one of the many reasons why they were able to finish this one out.
It was great to finally see, fans be able to come and support us, come and watch us play. I was excited. It always gives you extra juice. Just give you extra adrenaline, and it just pushes you to play harder. So, seeing the fans there, it definitely, felt good. It felt like a playoff game, really.
And for the freshmen, this was really their first time playing in a somewhat normal college basketball atmosphere. And Adam Miller, he showed that the moment was not too big for him. He really showed out in the second half. 7 second-half points for him, but really, Andy, it was the battle on the boards that sent Illinois over the top.
Yeah, Illinois was out-rebounded by 1 in the last playing of Illinois, and that was not the case tonight. Illinois had 44 compared to the Scarlet Knights' 19. Adam Miller was a big part of that. He had his matchup locked down.
One of the things that'll go unnoticed was Adam Miller's job today on Mulcahy. Really challenged him with blocking him out and hitting him every single time. In the first game, he kept 7 balls alive that led to 4 baskets. And that's a little thing that Adam did today that was really, really important for our success.
So Illinois now either plays Iowa or Wisconsin, and the breaking news in my ear coming through is that it looks like it's going to be Iowa in the final seconds. They held a 5-point lead. Brad says they're going to eat, sleep, scout, recover, eat again before they get the chance to play the Hawkeyes tomorrow.
And they're going to eat twice because this is a hungry team.
That's right.
Andy, hungry for more than food. They're hungry for a Big Ten championship, and this team is hoping to play until Sunday. Of course, we'll have more coming tomorrow as Illinois heads to the semifinals. But for now, Brett, we will send it back to you.
All right, Marley, Andy, thank you. We've got even more coverage coming up in just a few minutes on our digital channels. I'm going to go back, get the podcast going if you missed it. Marley and Andy breaking down the game just a few minutes before the newscast. It'll be up on our podcast or your favorite podcast player here coming up in just a few minutes. The other Big Ten quarterfinal games, like they were talking, it's 62-57 right now. Iowa, with just 3 seconds left, is going to beat Wisconsin. So we will have Illinois, Iowa tomorrow about 2:30 right here on WCIA. Cannot wait for that game. On the other side of the bracket, there was some theatrics between Michigan and Maryland. Juwan Howard gets ejected about midway through the second half, but the Wolverines advance. And they'll face Ohio State tomorrow at noon right here on WCIA 3 after the Buckeyes beat the Boilermakers in overtime. Illinois volleyball takes the court tonight without its coach. More on that coming up. But high school hoops are next. Most area teams are already done for the season, but we've got highlights from 6 games next, including another clash for Champaign Braggites. It's okay. All right, everybody. That was fun, huh? Illinois, in what I thought was probably the best half of the season. You could argue the second half at Northwestern was really, really good, where they did not play very well in the first. But this was a heck of a performance tonight from Illinois. And it's just so ironic to me that it's the 1-year anniversary of when everything gets shut down, and yet here we are. And Illinois is one of the best teams in the country. Baylor loses tonight to Oklahoma State. There's been some other upsets along the way, and I think this team is going to be the number 3 overall seed if they can go out and take care of business tomorrow. Pending if Michigan wins the Big Ten tournament here, I think that's going to make it really tough. But if Illinois plays like it did tonight, they're not going to lose to Michigan on Sunday, especially defensively. I thought they were absolutely unbelievable tonight. Big-time credit for the Illini stepping up and doing what they did on the biggest stage of the season. And this team has won now 12 of its last 13 games. They are playing great basketball at just the right time. And I, for one, cannot wait until tomorrow at 2:30 right here on WCIA. We're going to have Illinois, Iowa, round 2. The Illini have won 2 straight in this series. Remember, it was last March when they won in Champaign. All systems were to go to the Big Ten tournament, getting that double bye, clinching that with the win over the Hawkeyes. Then they won this year in Champaign. Luka Garza only had 19 points, 4 rebounds in that match. And here we are again. I don't know if you could ask for anything better than Illinois, Iowa tomorrow, than maybe Illinois, Michigan on Sunday. If we could get those back-to-back games, my, what a fun weekend of basketball that would be. And then it all leads up to Selection Sunday, which is this Sunday. It's just crazy. I know I mentioned this in the start, but like for me, it's almost felt that March hasn't ended. We've just been in this proverbial cycle here of everything is March because you're just waiting for March Madness. I don't know, for me, March Madness signifies that spring is here and that winter is over, that we can get a little smile on our face, so to speak, and that just hasn't happened. And so for me, it's really going to be cool to see Illinois on Selection Sunday as a number 1 seed. First time since 2005. And for those fans to be in there tonight, I thought was really cool. Just to get that, to hear the chants, to hear the players kind of responding, that's really cool. All right, here we come back. With no state series for high school basketball this year due to COVID-19, several conferences are holding league tournaments to end the season, and that includes the Big 12, where Central and Centennial meet tonight in the semifinals with a chance to move on to tomorrow's finals on the line. And the Chargers playing their 3rd straight game after taking down number 1 seed Peoria Notre Dame last night. Here's Amarion Parker driving, getting a strong layup for 2. Nate Allen of Central gets the rebound and the score for the Maroons, but threes like this from Travis McAboo propel Centennial to the 43-34 win. Pretty crazy stuff, but they are moving on. In the girls, Big 12 tournament, Danville takes on top seed Peoria. Here's McKaylee Allen dropping the three and making it look easy from behind the arc. Then a behind-the-back pass on the fast break. Tahara Rose gets the easy layup, but Erin Halp was the star tonight for Danville. She drops a 30-piece. The Mercer signee making it look far too easy with the up and under layup in traffic, and Danville gets the win. 67-62. They also advance to tomorrow's Big 12 girls title game. Good matchup in Bismarck between St. Joseph and the host Blue Devils. Pick this one up early in the first. Here's Elijah Tidwell with a little pull-up. He's looking in stride. St. Joe responding. Evan Ingram with the three as the Spartans grabbed the lead, but Bismarck too much tonight. Brett Meidel, 2 T's, not one like me. He gets the three. And then the ball gets away. Here's Tidwell for 2 more. The Blue Devils, they pick up the nice win, 55-52. Apollo play has Charleston visiting Muhammad Seymour on senior night for the Bulldogs, but it's the Trojans up 25-14 in the second quarter. William Applegate for 2 in transition. Back come the Bulldogs in a big way. First, Blake Walters with the 3 from the top of the key. He gets it to go. Cheerleaders like that. Then Braden Finch goes on an absolute tear. He scored about 12 straight points for Muhammad. He was feeling it first with the 3, then hello from the other side. 68-49, Bulldogs win it to finish the season 10-4. Warrensburg Latham head coach Vic Binkley goes for career win number 700 tonight as Arthur Lovington Atwood Hammond comes to town. Early on, Jamison Rock with the 3 here from center courts. They take the lead. Rock again, working inside on the layup. Warrensburg trying to hang tough here, and they do with a nice move inside, trying to go back inside, but the big-time block from the Knights. This one ends up going to overtime, and Arthur Lovington Atwood Hammond wins it 70-60. That win number 700 will have to wait. Our last prep visual stop takes us to Maroa for the Trojans and Clinton Maroons. Here's Minter Balazai with the layup. Then out in transition, Egan Franzen. Clinton fighting back, Zeke Hickman with the block. Good game tonight in Maroa as this one comes down into the end. We've got one last timeout, but we're back with more on Illinois volleyball coach Chris Thomas, who didn't make the trip to Minneapolis with his team this weekend. Stay with us. All right, 20 light in our show. And we are doing well. That's it for Full Court Friday. It's only 6 weeks long. Normally we go 9 weeks. So we're about 3 weeks shy of what we had. We've got Friday Football Fever starting next week. And I'm not really sure how to piece together this spring football. We read a story earlier about PBL, and the Panthers are not going to be able to play the first week. They just don't have enough bodies. Guys haven't been able to practice enough coming from basketball. And I think in these small schools, you're going to have quite a bit of crossover here from, your teams that are small and your schools that are small that have a lot of 3 or even 4 sport athletes sometimes. And they're just not going to be ready to play football. And there's only 6 weeks, so we're going from next week, March 19th, and up until the 3rd week of April, I believe it is. And it's just going to be weird to have this spring football season. I'm not really sure what to expect in terms of the games. There's no state series, so we're not going to have a state champion in football this year. They announced, the IHSA did this week, about baseball and softball, track and field. They're all going to get a state series, which is going to be good to see that state titles will be competed for there. But I don't know. It's just so weird because you usually have this buzz of the summer. There's not much going on. The build-up for football, NFL training camps start. You got high school camps going on. To that fall Friday night out in the area and going to all these games. The smell of pork chops and all that. And I guess we're going to have that a little bit, but it's just going to be so strange in that sense. The high school football is not going to have that same type of buzz. But I'm just so excited for the kids to get this opportunity. I think that's going to be the best thing is it may not exactly look or feel like it would normally, and certainly with no state titles or playoffs. And playoff Saturdays are great. We're not going to have that, obviously. But I'm just so excited for these kids to get this opportunity because I think that's the biggest thing we can take away out of all this. Yes, basketball is not, it didn't look like it, the masks and everything else, and the football players are going to have to wear masks underneath their helmets or some kind of visor, but it's going to be good. I'm so excited for these kids. All right, let's wrap up our last Full Court Friday here with a bang. Illinois volleyball coach Chris Thomas and his wife Jen, a volunteer assistant, are not in Minneapolis with the team this weekend due to COVID-19 contact tracing within the Thomas family. Assistant Rashinda Reed is the acting head coach, and she had the Illini ready to play as they visit the 5th-ranked Gophers for 2 matches tonight and tomorrow. After losing the first set, Illini rally in the second. Here's Raina Terry with the big-time swing to put them up 14-10. Then it's Taylor Cooper with the ace. They win it going away 25-15. Then in the third, Champaign's very own Riley Hinton with the block. And the orange and blue take it 25-20. So Illinois up 2-1. Only need to win the fourth to take the match. But the Gophers come back to win the next 2, and they win it in 5. Tough way to go out for the Illini, but a good fight for sure without their head coach. All right, that's going to do it for us tonight. Thanks so much for watching. We'll have plenty more coverage tomorrow as Illinois and Iowa play at 2:30 right here on WCIA 3. Should be a great matchup with the Illini winning 2 in a row last year in March and what proved to be the last game of the season. They won in Champaign. Now they get round 3 after winning earlier this season in Champaign as well. Can't ask for anything better than that. Watch it right here at 2:30 on WCIA 3.